Scorpio Sun, Scorpio Moon, and Scorpio Rising, please watch the video with your suggested sound. It's the video right before this one on this page, okay? First card out, the Nine of Pentacles, love to see it. The Two of Cups, looking like the caption from your suggested song video right before this one. And the Eight of Wands, wow. Okay, I feel like you feel prepared. Whoa, a bunch of cards fell out. We'll see what they are in a second. But I will tell you, I flipped over the Ten of Pentacles, so let's do that. And I'm also staring right into the Six of Cups. So it's like you feel prepared for a blessing to come in. You gotta, I'll get there. You feel prepared for a blessing to come in. You've prepared yourself for it. You feel like you're now ready for it. What I mean is like, so say, this is what I'm picturing. Say you're trying to do remote work, right? But the remote work that you want to do, you had to get like a certification to qualify for the job. You now feel prepared to send applications that you know people will be responsive to. Great. With this Two of Pentacles right here, it's like you have to present yourself in a creative way. Even if this is like you want to go after a person, you have to be creative with how you approach the person. Especially because it looks like with this, I'll just use these cards, all of these cards that fell. With this Six of Cups, it could be, like I said, like someone you already know, or like, so like, you know, you can't come to them in a traditional, almost said professional, but like traditional way. King of Wands, yeah, you have to be like somewhat expressive. It could be a fire sign. To the Scorpio women, this could be a Leo, an Aries, or a Sagittarius man. Just make them giggle. That's all I'm gonna say for the fire signs. Make them giggle. Peeking at my hand though, Seven of Cups. You may have been like thinking for a while as to how you could approach this situation, or how you can approach this cover letter, or how you can approach this introductory email. I'm telling you, you're ready though. I'm telling you, you're ready. All right, let's keep going. What is here that I want to clarify? Let's clarify the Eight of Wands, because it seems like now is the time. Four of Swords, one more. A High Priestess, like, and don't be flustered. Don't grow anxious about this moment arriving. Queen of Pentacles. You're prepared. I don't know what else to say. Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. You put in the discipline. You put in the time. Or this could be the person that is like the hiring manager, or the person you're trying to approach. You know what? I put this King of Wands right over the Ten of Pentacles. And I love that, because the King of Wands is the best father. So maybe like this approach or this matter that you're taking on is going to render big success for your family, or even family. Like maybe you found the man of your dreams and he's a fire sign, and now all of a sudden you're like a family woman in like 8 months with this Eight of Wands card. But I will say, like, don't get flustered by the moment. Like, you need to relax, because you always knew that you were going to be prepared, or you always knew that you wanted to apply for this job. I'm really thinking and hearing jobs in tech, right? But when I was giving you the example for how you need to prepare, I was thinking of like insurance. So maybe you are like going to work on the AI side of like recruitment for an insurance company. It's what's coming out. The World card, Aquarius energy. It could be that. Something with technology. I just said that. Six of Pentacles too. And not only is this going to affect your family in a positive way, Scorpio, but it's also going to allow you to perhaps tend to some like standing loans that you've acquired, or some debt that you've acquired. Now you can finally get to it and put money in your savings account. Okay, so more on this approach, because that's what I'm talking about. How does the Scorpio need to communicate? Give me 3 cards. How does a Scorpio need to communicate? Queen of Wands, you got to be creative and expressive. I don't, that's what this person needs. That's what the company is looking for from you. With the King of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles. King of Pentacles and the Queen of Cups. Scorpio women, if you're approaching a man, right, and he gets money, he probably gets women, right? That's why your approach has to be creative. Just make him laugh, like tell a joke. You feel what I mean? We already know. That's how you get to them. Okay, for the Scorpio men, it's like this woman that you're approaching. Everyone approaches her, right? Everyone, all the ballers approach her at least because they see her as like nurturing and kind and empathetic and almost like magical, right? They see this woman the way Scorpio women see themselves because she's representing the Queen of Cups, right? So she looks like what a traditional man would want. Like she's not an idiot and she's also nurturing. I don't know what y'all really want because it's, you know, it's individualized, but I'm just saying. Ace of Cups. All right, let's talk about if it's work. If it's work, as I said it, Eight of Swords, I really need you to not be like anxious or nervous while you're applying, while you're sending. Put on your favorite song so that you can get into your creativity and sort of outrule the anxiety. 623 as I got that out. And that's straight from consciousness, okay? More on the approach, looking at this King and Queen of Pentacles. The Five of Swords. Okay, one more. Who's that? You or them? When you approach this person, or like when you apply to this job, this is spicy to tell you, like your job could know you're applying, but you don't know that they know. It's something like that. When you approach this person, everybody's looking. It's everybody's business. Look at the entire community is going to look at you approach this person. Yikes. Scary work. Bottom of the deck. For advice, Queen of Swords, do what makes sense, or like, it's not even makes sense. It's not even logical. Like if you feel like you have to apply to this job to like really alleviate stress that you feel, then that is what makes sense, right? In approaching this person, if you feel like this person is a great candidate to be a partner to you, then that's the logical thing to do. One more on that Queen of Swords though. And then you got to be serious. Like you can't take no for an answer, especially when you're applying to jobs. Like why would they tell you no if your approach was super creative? Because even if they try to tell you no, again, your reply to the no could be super creative. Like, okay, well, I'm developing myself in this way and I'm registered for this certification. Please let me know if I should send over these credentials to make myself a more viable candidate for the position. 814 as I get it out. And you got to build from that. All right. One more on the Queen of Swords. Which card is this? Hold on. Because in the Ghost Tarot, it gets tricky. Let me see. 20. That's what this card is? Hold on. Let me look. Wow. The Justice card. Okay. I think I've been calling it something else for like a year. I'm being honest. All right. So with the Justice card, like, again, this is going to work in your favor. So you're working past anxiety. You have to be creative, and you also need to just sort of relax because the time is here. Okay, 907, that's the path. Clarifying the Justice. What is the Justice? King of Swords. What the Justice is, you get the logical story to unfold. And that's interesting considering the caption I wrote, but the Justice is what makes sense comes to you. Whatever makes sense is what happens. Knight of Cups. I really think that you should passionately express as it pertains to applying to a new job or as it pertains to approaching a person. Express yourself.